Good afternoon, everybody. So today we're going to Birmingham, which is, my least favourite way of starting a video or saying I'm doing anything ever, because there's nothing worse. I can't, trains, bro, trains. Anyway, we're going to Birmingham and we're going to get there early. We're going to go to Birmingham CEX, which I've been to once and it didn't go very well. Because the last time we went to Birmingham CEX, there was a list of 4 things that I needed, right? And one of those 4 things had 4 in stock of that thing, and yet there was none of them on the shop floor. And then, so typically in a CEX, if you can't find what you're looking for, you mention it to a member of staff and maybe they can find it, because maybe they know the places people tend to put things when people put things in the wrong spot in their specific CEX. Anyway, they didn't look, they couldn't be asked. So I was like, oh, fantastic. Anyway, there is a very rare Silent Hill game right now that isn't exactly very common in that CEX. And I'm going to buy it, I think. I've put off buying it. The price of it has nearly doubled in the time it's taken me to buy it, and that was probably a bit of a mistake. Like a year ago, with a manual, it was 75 quid. With a manual now, it's 150. Without a manual, it's 115. And realistically, when it comes to this specific Silent Hill, you don't really have much of a choice. I already own this Silent Hill on the platform that it is native to, but I want it on the PlayStation 2 as well. So we're going to do that. And also, being a Friday, and being as we're going to Birmingham, it means that we're going out for dinner to a place called Tayudo, which Neve has been going on about now. Hey, I didn't call her my partner, well done. Neve has been going on about now for the best part of about 6 months that she wants to go to. It's some sort of all-you-can-eat, but you cook your own food Korean barbecue place with a side helping of the stuff that I would typically get from, say, a regular buffet, where you've got the vats of just the various versions of fried chicken. So we're going to one of them tonight, so it's going to be an interesting one. So it's a bit of a double episode. One episode of us going to CEX, getting some semi-rare stuff, I do suppose, and another one of us going out to eat. So stay tuned, I guess. Update on the PO box situation, by the way. I've got a free month now. She has rectified the situation. Somehow, some way, it got back to her. And she has now taken action to put it right, as it were. Interestingly, she did confirm with me that I am the only paying customer. So, So we'll stay there for the foreseeable. It's been a while since I've been to the PO box. I don't imagine there's anything there, but there's that. For a bit of a gamelog update for my YouTube-only viewers, I'm currently playing through the Devil May Cry games. When it comes to how many games I've beaten this year so far, we're now currently at, 54 games beaten, and I'm recording this on the 7th of February. 54 games this year so far, with the goal of 150. It's pretty mad, but we're getting it done. And there have been people that ask, oh, where have the gamelog videos gone? And the truth is, you don't watch them, so I can't post them. It's just not worth it. A sad part of YouTube is that every different video has got a different target audience based upon the content of the video, the people that it appeals to. And that determines then the RPM of a video. So the RPM of a video, and again, this is stuff that most YouTubers don't talk about because, well, they just don't. But I do, because I think it's interesting, and it's stuff that when I was younger, I would have wanted to hear someone else talk about so that I knew how it actually worked versus just guessing. But RPM is what you get paid per 1,000 views, right? So on a gamelog video, I will get paid approximately 1/4 for the same amount of views as I get paid for one of these talk to you guys, go to CEX, go buy a game, go eat some food videos. Which is pretty crazy, right? So, for example, the average RPM of one of these can often be like £6 to £7 per 1,000 views, right? The average RPM of a gamelog video that never ever ever gets any more than about 2,000 views for the most part, except for maybe part 1 of a Dark Souls playthrough, is like £1.99 on average. Which means that when I do a gamelog video where I play through an entire game and then it gets, say, 2,000 views, I might make £3.90. So it's just not worth recording. And then that will then negatively impact the next one of these I do because it hurts my click-through rate and watch time duration in the algorithm. Remember, social media is a thing that I'm decently good at these days. Between all my different platforms, it's something I'm very well versed in. So I basically can't do the gamelog videos here. It doesn't work. Not enough people watch them. And the people that do watch them don't watch them for long enough. It hurts the channel when I do it. And I know that there's not been very many uploads in between those, but it's just there's not a lot going on. You have seen every time I've been to CEX, I can promise you that. I've just not been. You got to remember that there is only so many games that I can buy. I've been watching some people on YouTube do some stuff that's giving me ideas, though. So, for example, there's this one dude, I think his name is Chase, where he goes to like game conventions and tries to buy entire franchises in like one go, regardless of whether he already owns them. Because this is my problem, right? Is I already own everything that I want for the most part. There are very few things left that are on my list of games that I need. And they're not exactly big hitters, you know. The Silent Hill game that we're going to go and collect later is a decently big hitter. But there are very few games that are dramatic that I need now because I bought them all. And there are a lot of content creators who will just buy things for the sake of content. And to be fair, I don't blame them because it's hard. Because a big part of content creation is you need whatever your format is to be repeatable long term, or else it doesn't matter how successful it is right now because how successful will it be in a year, you know? But I've already got every game I need for the most part. But like this one dude on YouTube, I have watched him buy every Pokemon game about 7 times now, and it hasn't bothered me that he definitely already owns them. So that's planted some thoughts in my head, you know. We'll see. I could do ideas. Turn up to a CEX with £100, see how many X game I can get. Stuff like that. Even though the games that I would get, I would already own. But whatever, you see? Something else to factor in is the weather, guys. It's been non-stop wind and rain now since the middle of like November. And it's January. I don't imagine you guys are doing a lot. Well, it's not January, it's February. It's the start of the year. I don't imagine you guys are doing a lot of socialising and going out yourselves. I tell you. There was a lot more stuff going on over October, November and December because it's October, November and December. There's just a lot of stuff going on. Anytime I do stuff, I film stuff. But the reality of my life is that I don't do stuff that frequently. And I don't want to be that guy that manufactures a life that ain't real for the sake of content, because I promise you a ton of people do that as well. So yeah, can't. I film when I do stuff. I promise. Like today, I'm filming. The only thing I didn't film was when we went out to a Chinese buffet a couple of weeks ago with Neve's work. But that was because I had to feign ignorance there as if I wasn't supposed to be there, you know? And it wasn't very fun anyway. It was horrible. I tell you, here's some kind of content that I do consume a lot of that I would love to sort of produce in some way because it could be fun. Is I used to be very, very obsessed with roller coasters, specifically Alton Towers, to the point where I would go on my own to Alton Towers as a teenager, like 3 times a month. It was great fun. I used to love it. And there were these videos that were going viral on TikTok of this dude in America who had the Meta glasses, you know, where you can film and they look pretty good and they just look like regular glasses. And he was filming on ride with those in some sort of American theme park. And I'm like, if I could figure out how to do this in England, it'd be great. Because the problem is with places like Alton Towers, you're not really supposed to film on the rides. And they're very, very strict on that. Like, anytime you've seen someone film on a ride in a UK theme park, they are not supposed to have done that. So I would want to try and find a way that I could do it without it being a problem, because you don't want to have the entire style of your day be contingent on not being known that you're doing it, you know? But it would be great fun for me to like vlog a day at Alton Towers or something like that. I could definitely vlog a day at Alton Towers, I just don't know about being able to film on the rides. But I would like to be able to film on the rides, that'd be fun. I don't know. I did a whole YouTube series of going to Alton Towers like a year or so ago, and those videos did pretty well, so we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to go get a drink. We can go say hello to the dog. Come on. She loves playing with her little fruity balls. Has that gone in the box? Have I thrown something and it's gone in the box? Are you stuck? Ruby, the entire purpose of your breed is to be able to fit into smaller, tight spaces to be able to get things out of holes. I have faith that you can get that out of there. Come on. This is what you're for. You can do this. You can do this, doggy. Oh, come on. Did I really just throw the ball in there? Come on, Rubes. Ruby, you can do it. Get your bum out my face. Get your bum out my face. Go on, Ruby. You literally fit in there. What are you doing? Hello. Hello. Where's the dog? We are on the floor to rescue the dog's ball. It's not even a ball, it's a fruit. Come on, Rubes. Come here. She's got it. Ruby, come here. Come get it. Hi. Hello. Bye-bye. You brought the ball to sit on my lap with now. How are we, doggy? We having fun? Something Ruby and I, or Ruby has started to do with me, is of a night time when I take her for a last wee at like 2 o'clock in the morning. She likes looking at the stars. Don't you, Rubes? You like stargazing. Better than ball gazing. You tired? Well, you did wake up stupidly early. Silly sausage. Majestic creature. Do I taste salty? You're going to see your nanny today for update on my mother, because I think that's where we were last at. My mother did not die. She's out of the hospital now. She is doing her best to quit smoking, which to my awareness is going decently well, and is now well enough to leave the house on her own again, so I don't need to do her shopping anymore. So there's the update there. For those that don't know, sometime in the middle of January, my mother almost died, went to hospital for a week. What was that? Oh, it's the dishwasher. Yeah. Little saucy. Who's a good girl? Hey? Paw? Thanks. On another note that I want to show you little nerds out there, my little nerdy friends. So you know that I'm sponsored by My Protein. Well, in the last year or so, they've done several collaborations with Marvel themselves, releasing collectible metal protein shakers and things like that, and other products. This arrived the other day. I have yet to show it to anyone, but let me show you what's in here. So it comes in a fancy box. You guys can get your own one of these as well using code Cayle. Each one of these things is available separately to buy, but you can also buy the bundle. They did used to have the bundles with other Marvel superheroes too. I don't know if they still do. So they had Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, Hulk, Wolverine, etc. So you get a metal shaker for Captain America. This is obviously a collaboration with the upcoming film. A steel scoop. These are stuck down, I think. I can't get them out. But pop rolls, which are basically just little low-calorie snacks. I'll show you what they look like. So here's a different flavour of pop roll. So this is a pistachio flavour. So a pack of those, which are, what I don't know, they're Captain America flavour, whatever that means. They taste American. And then an Impact Whey isolate flavour being... what flavour's this? Because Captain America isn't a flavour. Come on now. It's got to stay somewhere, hasn't it? Vanilla and raspberry. Oh, there you go. It says it there. Vanilla and raspberry. So yeah, if you want to get yourself anything from My Protein, including the recent Marvel collab, code Cayle and send me screenshots of your orders on Instagram to join the monthly giveaway, because they give me a 150 quid or £200 voucher to send out to somebody every month. Code Cayle. Let's go get on a train to Birmingham. No one's ever said something more exciting than that. That's up there with let's go get a colonoscopy, you know, like.
Nobody was ever excited.
No one. They're both equally as exciting. Into CEX we go. Yay. Okay, so my second time ever in Birmingham CEX. And to be real with you, the last time we were here, it was a massive colossal failure because they just couldn't. There was loads of it was like Stoke. There was loads of things that were on my list that were in stock, and they couldn't find any of them. And the ones that they could find were mostly reprinted covers. Apparently, Birmingham's got a bit of a theft problem when it comes to the cases. And a lot of people will say, "Oh, what does it matter if the case gets stolen? It's the discs that's got the value." No, doesn't. That's not how that is. For example, that God of War collection just there that was £78 with a reprinted cover. The only people that are likely to buy a game of that price from that era are other collectors, and most collectors ain't buying a reprinted cover. So that makes that infinitely harder to sell with that reprinted cover. No one's buying that. If anyone ever buys that, I'll be surprised. For £78, 2 PSP remastered games. It's crazy. And I saw so many reprinted covers. I don't know if I managed to get it on film because of the fact that it was like so far behind the glass and behind other things and they'd hidden it. But there's a Pokemon Platinum on DS for like 90 quid or something like that, maybe 98, I'm not sure, but definitely at least 90. And that was a reprinted cover too, and it's just insane. I just don't get how this has happened in the first place. I mean, to be fair, games that are this expensive shouldn't be on the shop floor to begin with, and that's probably why they got stolen. I remember once in Stoke I stumbled across a £75, oh, that's foreboding, that Devil May Cry game. Remember that for later, because I'm recording this in post, you'll see why. The next day that became a problem. But what was I saying? Yeah, there was a £75 PS3 game on the shop floor, and I was like, that's not supposed to be there, because if that gets nicked, that's a problem, and people will nick it because the case itself holds value. When it comes to expensive stuff, when it comes to like media, every single component has value. For example, with the Silent Hill game that I'm about to buy, the price difference with and without a manual is like 45 quid. Just the little book that is on the inside is worth that much. It's crazy when things get to this level, but that's how it is. So yeah, it's a difficult one to explain to non-collectors that the disc is not the only thing that has value, but it is the way that works. It's like, have you ever watched like porn stars, PAWN, where there's a book and it's been rebound, and because of that it's worth so much less? It's one of them.
Pepsi Max.
Good.
Excited.
I'm glad they do Pepsi Max. So basically, this is one of those barbecue places where you cook your own food and pay a lot of money for the privilege.
It's only $29.80.
Only $29.80.
Yeah, I think it was 35.
Okay.
After drinks, when I spend 35.
Keep walking now. So we've got our platter of various different kinds of meats starting to cook on the grill. Scissors. Neve's got the last slice of the world's most moist looking cake you've ever seen.
It's actually quite moist.
It looks moist. It looks so moist. Moister than a nun's Tayudo. Let's go.
Why is it not working?
You can't see anything, but we're back home and we're in the car now. Yeah, you can see slightly more now. It got really wet and rainy.
It's like fine rain where it's
and windy.
horrible.
And just Birmingham, innit? Just every time. We had to leg it for the train because the train that we were...
It was going to be a half an hour wait.
Because one was delayed. Because of course they're delayed. It's like, sorry, train's delayed
We
because...
wouldn't have got the delayed one, just the next one was going to be half an hour
Sorry,
later.
train's delayed, driver didn't fancy coming to work today. Sorry, train's delayed, someone didn't fancy putting the wheels on the bus. Sorry, train's delayed because trains are shit. That's the reality, innit? I don't get it. But now I've got to go to Tesco and get some Pepsi Max. Then we can go home and I can show you what I got at CEX. I did actually get two things. That CEX was less abysmal than last time, but still not great. But definitely way better than the first time we ever went in there.
When they had nothing that you wanted.
The first time we ever went in there was really, really bad. That was probably well, no, it wouldn't have been more than a year ago because I've not been doing these videos for more than a year, but yeah. Right, Tesco we go. Do you not want to come say hello then, Ruby?
Come on. Come on. Hello, darling. Hello, my angel. My little chicken. Do I taste like meat? Do
Probably.
I taste like meat?
I mean, we had to cook it ourselves, so probably not. You inspect the bags. It's Pepsi Max and pizzas. You know exactly what she's going to do in a second, don't you? Once she's done inspecting...
You're back into bed.
Night then.
Bye.
Night, Rubes.
Nothing for me.
Good night. Okay, so here's what we got from CEX. I got Conan on PS3, which wasn't the plan, but is on my list, so that's a successful one. And then here's what I actually went for. Silent Hill Origins on PS2. Very difficult one to find. But a game that technically is a PSP game that was ported over to the PS2, and that's why it's expensive. Just like how Shattered Memories is a Wii game ported over to the PS2, and is one of the more expensive ones. Which means now, the only Silent Hill game for the PS2 that I'm missing is Shattered Memories, but it's never ever ever in stock and costs like 300 quid, if not more. One day we'll get it, but this is another one to my list. 150 quid, something like that, I'm not sure. So it's now the next day, and I've just finished through Devil May Cry 3. It wasn't supposed to have been the next day, but PlayStation Network went down, and then apparently the license for the digital version of this game can't be read. And apparently this is the one that I don't own physically on PS4. I only own it physically on PS3 and PS2. But, you know, my bad for not rebuying the same game 5 different times instead of 4. Whoops. Ironically, I saw the HD collection physically for Devil May Cry in PS4, on PS4, in Birmingham while we were there last night. Yeah. But anyway, that's another decently rare game to the collection. I don't know what's next, but I suppose we'll see. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, subscribe. See you in a bit.